Yeah, that's right. And also just some basics. I feel like we're obligated to say this now. And again, I've been working with friends who have contacted me and are first time gun buyers, and I've been to the range with them. And by the way, that's a really good opportunity to just spend some time. If you are proficient at firearms, spend some time at the range with your friends who are not, and it's just a good opportunity to develop some friendship with some, you know, if they're not like minded as far as the Second Amendment goes, then you can help to encourage that and develop that because hey, now they've at least seen a reason to purchase a firearm for some reason, and so they may not be a Second Amendment, um, you know, advocate. They might not really understand. They just know it was a good idea to buy a firearm. So you can talk them through that. My point is a couple of things that you know I've run into is I think people get all of their firearms training. The group that we're talking about, and by the way, welcome to the club. We're really glad to have you.
You
But I
join the
think,
dark side.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I think that a lot of you have get your gun training, the gun training you have from watching John Wick or whatever, right?
Equilibrium. Have you
I don't know
seen
if
that
I've
one?
seen that.
Christian Bale. Oh my gosh. The most ridiculous gun movie ever.
Oh well, now
Gotta
I got.
watch it.
I'll have to watch that
I
one.
can't remember the content necessarily, so don't watch it with the kids, but
Sure, but
actually look at reviews.
okay,
I can't
I will.
remember anything other than the gun scenes.
Well, now I have to watch it. So, um, yeah, but finger off the trigger. That's the biggest thing I run into is just um, the tendency to want to put your finger on the trigger. Don't point it at anything you don't want to kill. Understand how the firearm operates, right? Uh, how it loads. You know what? Just all of the basic fundamental things you need to understand, which leads to how to deal with malfunctions if that ever happens. Things like that, especially if you're buying like a Taurus, like you're gonna have malfunctions. So not to
Yeah,
knock anybody
spend
that
the money on a good gun. Like, don't go cheap. It's your first gun. Buy a nice gun. It might be your only one.
I think so. I trained jujitsu with a couple of Brazilian guys, and I think Taurus must be made in Brazil because
They
they're all
love them.
about the Taurus guns, and
Mm.
I'm like, oh man, I've had it. I've not had a Taurus before, but I've shot a Taurus. Actually, doesn't Dad have like four of them? The we were
I know he has. I think he has like those Model One Glock replica Smith and Wessons that have like the
oh, that's
9-year
right,
trigger pull.
same thing. Yeah, we
It
were
really is.
we
It's
were
dope.
recently moving some stuff around at our dad's house, and we were kind of joking around about like, hey, when Dad's gone, I get this, or you can have this, or whatever. And I looked at all of his striker fired pistols, and I was like, hey, Scott, you can have all of his striker fired pistols.
Oh man.
uh, Love you, Dad. I know you're listening. It,
Um, I gotta say though, like it was fun to go through all of the guns and stuff. That was a good time and teamwork. Like we had a lot of teamwork that trip too. You know, it was like a lot of bonding, thinking through things, figuring out problems, solving them. It's fun. I enjoyed it.
it was a good trip, man. Every time that I see the guns, that I've seen, and look, when we were kids, Dad had he had a gun cabinet at the end of the hall, right? Like we didn't have a safe. We just had a gun cabinet with a glass front. I assume it was locked, but
Yeah, I think it was locked.
I knew not
He's
to.
super responsible gun owner.
Yeah, for sure. Gun cabinets were just a more popular thing then, and
Yep.
they were all hunting rifles, and uh, I would stand there in the hall and I would look at them, just
I
admire
every
them.
time I walk by, I was like, my dad is awesome.